The inner screen of the Vivo X Fold 6 has terrible anti-reflection. Let's switch positions and check other phones. None are as bad as the Vivo X Fold 6. Both phones have LTPO screens for the inner and outer displays, with a maximum refresh rate of 120Hz, and the screen sizes are quite similar. I don't know why the X Fold 6 doesn't use a flagship Qualcomm Snapdragon chip for a phone costing $7,000 or $8,000. First, let's look at the inner screen. Regarding the dimming strategy, the Honor Magic V6 defaults to DC dimming at medium to high brightness and 3840Hz PWM dimming at low brightness. The Vivo X Fold 6 defaults to DC dimming at medium to high brightness and 2160Hz PWM dimming at low brightness. Let's compare their screen flicker performance in detail. Starting with medium to high brightness, we'll set them both to the same brightness value of 610 nits for comparison. As a side note, you have probably noticed that the inner camera positions on these two phones are different. The Magic V6 is more noticeable, while the X Fold 6 is tucked in the corner and less conspicuous. These are two different approaches. The Magic V6 prioritizes practicality, while the X Fold 6 favors aesthetics. Each has its trade-offs. Which one do you prefer? Alright, let's look back at their screen flicker performance. At this point, both are using 120Hz DC dimming. The frequency is the same and the width of the black bars is similar, meaning their duty cycles are also about the same. However, the black bars on the X Fold 6 are darker than those on the Magic V6, which means its flicker depth is greater than the Magic V6. Overall, its screen flicker performance is worse than the Magic V6 in this state. Now let's compare their screen flicker at low brightness by setting them both to 21 nits. At this level, the Magic V6 uses 3840Hz PWM dimming combined with 120Hz TFT reset. The X Fold 6 uses 2160Hz PWM dimming combined with 120Hz TFT reset. The two deeper black bars correspond to the screen flicker caused by the TFT reset. As you can see, thanks to the advantage of higher frequency PWM dimming, the Magic V6 has a lower modulation depth for both its high frequency PWM dimming and its TFT reset compared to the X Fold 6. Now, let's compare their cover screens. The brightness of the outer screen matches the inner screen. When folded, they are both 21 nits, just like the inner screen. Even now, the Magic V6 still performs better in terms of screen flicker than the X Fold 6. Now let's compare the screen flicker at medium to high brightness. At the same brightness level, the Honor Magic V6 still performs better than the Vivo X Fold 6. At the end of the video, let's look at the color shift of their inner and outer screens when viewed from an angle.
Later I finally learned how to love, but it's a pity you were long gone, vanished into the crowd. Later I finally understood through tears that some people are always destined.
Welcome to the comments section to discuss. Bye bye.